Senior management is accountable for oversight and implementation of the security governance framework. They take the direction from the board of directors. The board of directors says, what is the culture? What is the expectation of the organization? And senior management has to turn that into then tangible activities to implement a security governance framework that reflects that direction provided by the board of directors. So senior management is responsible to implement, but they are also then accountable for what their staff does when they follow those procedures. Middle and line managers are responsible to follow the procedures as well, but they're also accountable for the actions of their staff. And as users are responsible to follow and adhere to the security procedures and practices that were set out by the organization and approved by the senior management team. So a user can be held responsible if they did not follow the procedure, and they could face disciplinary action. But the middle and line managers are the ones then that would have to be questioned as, well, did you not communicate this procedure to your staff? Were you not ensuring your staff was following the procedure? So middle and line managers are accountable for what their staff does. Another important role is the role of audit. Audit are the eyes and ears of management. They provide information so that management can provide good, healthy direction for the organization and so that management is aware of what's going on. Sometimes the managers can be unaware of some of the problems and challenges. So this is where auditors will evaluate the effectiveness of the control framework of the organization, ensure that the organizations are being appropriately protected, and in some cases give recommendations and say, wait a second here, we need to tweak or we need to adjust these controls. So this is where auditors provide a very important role in helping management to be aware of whether or not the controls are adequate and appropriate for the organization. An important part of establishing a governance structure is the organizational chart. The org chart is useful because it demonstrates and allows us to implement security governance, understanding what are the reporting relationships, the accountabilities, and the jurisdictions of the organization. Who is responsible for what? It is also important that we create a culture. And this includes, of course, creating a security culture. Culture reflects the methods and processes of governance, how the organization creates the morale and morals of the organization. It's the process that drives then the creation of culture, is that understanding of what is the intent of governance. How does the organization want to be perceived by its employees, by its managers, by its customers, by the community it operates in? And culture is important. There are different cultures. However, we should ensure there's a consistency between the vision of senior management and the culture created then as implemented by the employees. The idea of the culture, it provides direction as well as providing support so people can make the right decisions. It establishes who is accountable and what should they do, as well as assurance that things are being done in the right way. This all starts at the top of the organization, which is why this course is about governance. Tone at the top is where we develop a stable and ethical governance function that provides the direction for the employees and the managers of the organization. Do we see a consistency between what is said and what is done? Do we see that what's in the vision and mission is then implemented through policy and practice? It's important that when we establish security, that we have a security program that is reflective of the interests and the stated intent of the management team. The tone from the top levels of management should be clear, should be open, should be unambiguous. legal, and considerate. An important part of establishing proper governance is communication. And communication centers around things like awareness. Regular communications between management and employees and customers can build trust and confidence in the organization. The key points to review. Governance is based on both principles, what is right and wrong, and principal, people. Ethical conduct of senior management that sets the tone at the top, and then the implementation of sound business practices.